Hello, welcome to the show. Let me show you what's been going on. So as you saw last episode, we got the motor installed. We managed to lower it. We have it sitting on some mounts, some solid mounts. Once again, we got one here, we got two in the front, and one on the transmission over there, and it appears to not move under acceleration. I got the coolant system wiring up. So we got this up here, which leads down to where the heater core would normally go on this car, which goes down to the water pump down over there. The whole purpose of this is because this is going to be the highest point in the car. The radiator's down there, and the thing that's going to blow this up faster than anything else is any sort of air bubbles or anything like that. Definitely need to do a coolant flush. You can see it's kind of gross down there. We're going to do that as soon as we're able to. We got an overflow on here, so that'll overflow down onto the ground if it ever gets too hot in there. The only issue we have is that is from our heater core, and we got to find a way of connecting that into this system. We'll kind of tackle that as the weather gets worse. The ECM has been put away back behind all this. We got to get some grommets in there and kind of, I don't want to pull that up, grommets in there so that there's no loose wires or connections or anything like that, but it all fits nicely behind there. We just got to find a way of putting some better mounts to make this more sturdy. On the plus side, everything on the car works, so we can get some headlights, as you can see there. Everything up front of the car works the way it's supposed to. You know, very important to have that. The thing we got to find now is we got to get all the transmission and everything wired up so it's usable up front, because right now none of that works, which is a shame. See, we got a muffler on there. Focus, there we go. So the muffler's hooked up. It's kind of not in there the best way, but it's not leaking. And right now it's just coming out straight through the bottom of the car. That's gonna be close to rubbing when we get the car going. So we're gonna find another way, like a shorter route or something like that for that. But I kind of enjoy the Bozazuku look right now. It's just really loud anymore with the muffler, so I don't feel too bad. I need you guys to tell me. I hate the little fast forward bit that everyone does in the automotive world. With the exception of Aging Wheels, I think he's got a cool, but I can't put that much editing into it. If you're curious what I'm talking about, go check out his stuff. But I'm just going to show you before and after stuff, and if you want to see the during and a time lapse, let me know. When I watch it, I always just fast forward through it. This is the alternator from the Grand Am. The fins are all chowdered up for whatever reason, probably during transport. I thought it might be the same as the alternator from the Fiero, but this is a 2-plug design, and this is, if I can find it, there we are. This is a newer 4 plugs down there. I don't know if you can see them. So they're not immediately transferable, but the nice thing is all the stuff that came on this alternator will fit onto this one. So we just got to remove this and this. We actually have a better one of these that actually came with this. This is the fan shroud from the Fiero. There is a fan shroud more similar to this. I'll show you in a second. In keeping with the red theme of the car for the engine bay, we got this one. So we're going to swap that over and get this thing back in there. So for those interested in a more detailed look, 2 front mount. So this one's very solid in there. This one has a little bit of space. We're going to get some hockey pucks of all things in there to get that working. We replaced the alternator fan shroud. You can see it up there, it's the red bit. And replaced the AC compressor so we can route the belts around better. We're trying to get down here and just tidy up this mess of wires with some zip ties. And then once we get that all kind of straightened out, we're going to be able to get to the transmission and get that sorted. Transmissions from this era is, this is an 85. The transmission, the drive shafts all bolt in from a front wheel drive car. You can see that went in. That's the Fiero drive shaft. That's the 95 Grand Am transmission. The only issue we have now is we got to come up with a custom bracket that's going to turn, because right now the Fiero bracket only is used to pushing and pulling, whereas this one goes up and down, and this one is left and right. So this one's going to be fairly easy. We just got to get something over on this side to kind of push and pull that way. This one is going to require something up here, kind of to push and pull. But this is a 5-speed, and I think that's worth it. So taillights are on. They slot in, held on by some screws up here. And then we have these little caps in here, and they just go on just like that. Sorry, the viewfinder is being blown out by the blazing hot sun. It's 100 degrees out today in DC, or Baltimore is closer to where I'm at, and yeah, it's hot. So there we go. And there's a lot, and then there's some leftover fasteners in there, because there's always leftover fasteners. Someone down the road is listening to some loud music, so I apologize for that. Yeah, so now all we got to do is get the serpentine belt. We got to make sure that none of these wires are getting in the way of the serpentine belt, so we'll do that later. We got to hook up the radiator hose to it. I do need to get some new fuel lines, because right now that's going to interfere with the hood, but we can run with the hood off for a little bit at least. We got to modify the transmission here. I'll show you the issue. So this being a 4-speed car, when you see, if you know, that's right now in third, fourth, that's fourth, first, second right there. And in this car you have to go, you'll watch that little lever right there, that's the reverse light indicator. You got to push it all the way over, or then you can go up. I kind of did it in one motion because that's what I'm used to, and that gives you first, or that gives you reverse in this car. So what we're gonna have to do in this car is we're gonna have to take out this assembly in here, because that's going to be our first, second, and then that's third, fourth, and then we're going to have fifth, sixth. So our neutral is going to be weird, so we're going to have to modify it a little bit. You might have to get in here. I don't want to modify it too much. I'm fine with this thing resting between fifth and reverse, and then we have to go all the way over for first, second, and then third, fourth. We're just going to have to figure out. I think if we remove this spring assembly, it'll more naturally fall in line here. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's a little bit beyond my knowledge and expertise. If anyone's got any good suggestions, let me know. So this is supposed to be reverse threaded in, and the one that it came with is all chowdered up. The threads and everything inside of here are absolutely gone. So we're going to have to get a new one of these. We just ordered it via Advance Auto. I got a little trick I'm going to teach you all when you order through Advance Auto. I thought about just trying to get this to fit and work, but it's one of those things where it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. So we'll just get that to work. We got the belt. So yeah, it starts, it runs, it drives, it just needs some work. The other thing we got to do is we got to figure out the door locks, because the previous owner decided to just pull the door locks, and we got to sort out the headliner. None of these are driving critical things. I clean it from my dirty hands getting in and out of this thing constantly. All right, thanks for watching. Oh, look, you can see strong bat and the cheat in the back of the car. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, think about hitting the like button and all that crazy crap. YouTube stuff. YouTube stuff. Look at my dirty hands. Thanks. Bye.